I think
she's just not likable.
I don't
and
think
she has a
she's-
nasty attitude.
Well, I don't like her.
Yeah.
Oh, I just don't like the entitlement thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Like
That's
the whole
super.
like, oh, I can't hold this.
Got
Girl,
it.
if you don't get up.
Got it.
Nobody wants to talk about the Tyla flop, right? And why we think that may be. If I do it, I'm gonna look like a hater.
I don't think Tyla is finished. In any great pursuit, there will be failure. That is the cost of trying to go big. Did Tyla flop? No. Her EP sold around 3,700 units first week, but pulled in over 60 million streams and roughly 40,000 album equivalents. She's still topping Afrobeat charts and connecting globally. But put the numbers aside, what's missing is the story. If I were advising her team or anyone trying to sustain early momentum,
This was the beginning of the end for Miss Tyla. This was the last time that Black Americans, Black American women tried to correct her or help her in any way, shape, or form when it came to social graces or anything.
And claiming that we lack culture after her using the term color to describe herself, a term that is frequently used for her specific ethnic group within South Africa, but is derogatory and roots from racism and slavery in America.
I think us Americans need to understand that there are cultural differences and that people do not need to assimilate to American culture. It's also very ironic that America is supposed to be a melting pot, but then we treat people from other countries like this.
She only sold nearly 4,000 on the release in America. Duh. She said she wasn't black. She said she was colored. And then you had an opportunity to rectify yourself on The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne Tha God. And your team said y'all should not have discussions about blackness. You're in America, a country that everything is rooted in race. The Black American...
As she says, she is colored South African with Indian and Native South African heritage. Only Americans find it hard to understand. And another person said, it wasn't the colored comment that messed her up. It was the fact her management handled her like a Disney child actor. No personality, no authenticity.
Because of how she treated black people. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it has anything to do with that, because y'all are still listening to Chris Brown, who's an abuser. You guys are still running up R. Kelly music. You're running up the music of like real abusers in this country and enjoying it and going to their concerts and getting Breezy Bowl shirts and all of this stuff, you know.
Bro, the internet is divided. Some think Tyla is arrogant. Others believe Americans are just misunderstanding her culture.
Be going inside the real Cape Town, where the coloreds call home, the Cape Flats, where drugs, gang life, and unemployment run the community. From the young to the older generation, the people ask the government, what will you do for our situation? Mr. Jackson Cooper is boots on the ground inside these trenches, where we explore multiple communities to learn of the Cape colored history and the lies that are told by the mainstream media. You will not see a video this real and this raw ever. These are the Cape Coloreds of Cape Town, South Africa.
And a few say her next Rihanna. She was styled immaculately, booked on the biggest stages, and winning awards left and right.
Water. Tyla.
What the heck? What? Oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. Like, I never thought I'd say I won a Grammy at 22 years old. Guys, like...
But as fast as she rose, that's how fast the backlash started. It all started with identity. On TikTok and in interviews, Tyla often called herself a colored woman from South Africa. For her, that was normal. For her community, that was pride. But in the US, that word carried the weight of Jim Crow and segregation. So when Tyla went on The Breakfast Club and froze when Charlamagne asked her about being colored, that pause lit the internet on fire. People said she was dodging blackness. Others accused her of being ashamed of being black. And from there, every little thing she did became evidence she wasn't authentic. At the VMAs, she asked Lil Nas X to hold her award. Fans dragged her for acting too good to hold it. On stage with Usher, she moved away when he got close. Twitter said she was ungrateful and disrespectful. Even her interviews, people said she sounded rehearsed, like her management trained her to be a perfect doll instead of a real person. At the same time, critics started whispering, is Tyla an industry plant? Because think about it. her breakout felt too perfect. No grind, no local come-up, no small shows, just boom. A hit song, label backing, high-end visuals, and worldwide rollout. But here's where the nuance comes in. The outrage around Tyla saying colored comes from a misunderstanding. In the US, colored was a slur tied to racism. In South Africa, colored is an official racial category created during apartheid. It's not just about skin tone, it's about community, heritage, and history. Colored South Africans have existed for generations with their own traditions, culture, and struggles.
Colored people find themselves in this situation where we're too light to be black and too dark to be white, you know. Are you Italian? Are you Mexican? And when you actually say, no, I'm colored, it just shatters they can't comprehend, because to be colored, it just confuses people when you kind of break the mold of what they perceive a colored person to be.
Apartheid, they weren't considered white, but they weren't fully accepted as black either. They were forced into a middle category, stripped of land, rights, and opportunities. Yet despite oppression, they built a unique culture. So when Tyla says she's colored, she's not rejecting blackness. She's affirming her community. But America doesn't care about that context. They only see through their own racial lens. And that cultural clash is why Tyla has been misunderstood since day one. The internet wanted a simple answer. Are you black or not? But Tyla's truth doesn't fit into those boxes. Now let's talk about the flop label. After Water, her debut album dropped. It only sold 24,000 copies first week. Not terrible, but definitely not Rihanna numbers. Her US tour, canceled. Officially, it was because of injury, but online people joked, "Girl, who was even buying tickets?" In 2025, 2 producers even sued her over royalties for Water. The case is still ongoing, but the drama only added more negativity around her name. And musically, she released 4 songs in 2025. Only one, her collab Dynamite with Wizkid, charted in the US. So yeah, compared to her explosive start, Tyla's momentum has slowed down. And in the cutthroat US market, where attention spans are short, that's all it takes for people to scream, "She flopped." But here's the real question. Did Tyla flop, or did the industry flop her? She's only 23. She already achieved what most African artists dream of: Grammy buzz, global recognition, a viral hit. That's not a flop. The real problem is branding and misunderstanding. Her team tried to sell her as the next Rihanna instead of letting Tyla be Tyla. And the cultural clash around race.
I don't think Tyla is finished. In any great pursuit, there will be failure. That is the cost of trying to go big. Did Tyla flop? No. Her EP sold around 3,700 units first week, but pulled in over 60 million streams and roughly 40,000 album equivalents. She's still topping Afrobeat charts and connecting globally. But put the numbers aside, what's missing is the story. If I were advising her team or anyone trying to sustain early momentum, I'd say this: talent and buzz are never enough. You cannot be aspirational without unmatched craft and cultural resonance. True global crossover means understanding how different cultures digest stories. And that is the research that I'd push for. Here's what I want every builder to remember. Consumers do not connect the dots for you. Every bit of your story has to be told, and what you say, how you say it, and the choices that you make.